sounded like freaking somebody from hell or something. I don't know what happened. I had to delete that video. That was scary as fudge. Okay. Are we working real life now apparently? But let me see if everything is okay. Video. That was scary as. Okay, cool. So we are live. And we're gonna pop this out. And we're gonna put the live chat here. And then we are ready almost to rock and roll. So quickly sharing this video with my favorite peeps. Come on. You guys know the drill. I need to share it really quick. And then we're gonna share it on a variation of groups. Sharing group to Vault. Come on, Vault. God. I wish I could do this faster, for real, guys. Thanks for watching. I see some people already joining in. So this is the weekly live stream where we're going to discuss something related Star Wars, lightsabers, whatever. And where's that group? And then return. Okay, if you guys have any other groups you want to add me to, please share the video. That would be awesome in a different group. Crushing Max is... I'm sorry. So, today, what we're gonna do? We're gonna discuss a lot of stuff regarding Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And I really encourage anybody that's watching to participate in the basically the conversation that we're gonna have, because this is all gonna tie into the hypothetical stuff that can potentially happen in The Last Jedi. So in front of me we're gonna start off with my precious lightsaber. This is one of my very favorite lightsabers. Like, if there's anything happening in my house and there's a fire and there's only one lightsaber that I could pick up and take with me, hey, how you guys doing? This will be probably the lightsaber that I will pick up. I just love Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. So this is a Vader's Vault. This is a Vader's Vault Hero, which was made in conjunction with Evolution Arms. This is just a fantastic engineered piece. Really beautiful all over. It's I know. I just cannot get enough of this lightsaber. Of course, because it's Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, basically, so it's really dear to me. So today we're gonna talk about Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. What's going on with that old hermit's lightsaber? I mean, basically, he's pulling off an Obi-Wan Kenobi on us, and we're gonna find out, like, what is this guy going to do with his lightsaber? Are we going to see it in The Last Jedi? We're going to find out a little bit more about the history about his lightsaber. And we're going to talk about the variations of his lightsaber. So, with further ado, and no worries guys, I see the live chat. I will get back to your comments. So without further ado, we're going to start off and we're going to take a look at the history of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in a moment. Let me see if we have some more people joining. Lightsabers. Okay, don't be shy. You can join. You guys can join. What's this? Who's this? Some people trying to add me. I don't know who they are. I don't know who are you. Okay, nice. Okay, anyway, we're gonna start off. Don't want to wait too long. So we're gonna start off with the no worries, I don't sing too often. I don't want to have your ears bleeding. But yeah, today's topic, we're going to talk about Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Now, before I do that, a little plug, because Mike is here as well. Please join us on the Lightsabers Club, the most fun lightsaber collecting Facebook group on the planet. We have a very good group with a lot of nice people, and basically our group is bash free. So if you like Alter Sabers, Saber Force, Vader's Vault, Kyberlight, doesn't matter. In this group we don't allow any trolling, we don't allow any fighting or any bad stuff going on. We just enjoy the hobby as it is. All the drama, we leave it out of this group. So today's topic is about Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. As I said, this fantastic piece here. This is the Skywalker saber that Luke made himself, and he has been using Anakin's Graflax in, of course, The Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, but in Return of the Jedi, he actually built his own lightsaber. This is his very own built lightsaber, and what I like about it is that it's a thin neck saber. It's just beautiful looking, of course, and it has this really awkward big control box, but that makes it unwieldy, but at the same time it makes it really cool, because I always feel like lightsabers are okay to be unwieldy. They don't have to be very streamlined like a real life sword or weapon, because that is not what a lightsaber has to be. A lightsaber can be basically anything, and I feel this is so much more suitable as a lightsaber than some of the very streamlined lightsabers, because it's just a little bit awkward. It's not of this world. It's not meant to be as a real life weapon. This is something from a planet, from a galaxy far, far away. So I personally feel this is amazing. I like the control box. I don't care it's unwieldy for a lot of people. I just love it all around. So the interesting with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber is that he constructed himself. Now allegedly the green blade that he ignites out of his lightsaber is the crystal of Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber. So I don't know if it's true, but Obi-Wan took Qui-Gon's lightsaber back with him, and at some point when he was on Tatooine, for some reason he took out the crystal for Luke to find after basically Obi-Wan disappeared with his fight in A New Hope with Darth Vader. In the hope that Luke Skywalker would go back to his house on Tatooine, find that crystal, and input it in his own lightsaber, so he complete his Jedi training and become a Jedi. And that was basically the idea, I think, that paved the way for Luke to become a Jedi, even though he was very late in his age. So we have a wiki here as well. We're going to talk a little bit about his lightsaber. So in this wiki, of course, this is a fan-based wiki, right? So we're gonna read it together, but it is very interesting. So I'm gonna read it up loud, and then I want you guys to give me some feedback about what you think is true, what you think is untrue, and whatever. We're gonna have a discussion. You guys are allowed to say whatever you want, as long as it's nice to each other. So the weapon's design was based on schematics that Luke found in his mentor's hut on Tatooine. So basically it's saying that Obi-Wan designed this hill design. And that makes sense, because Obi-Wan was using a thin neck saber, right? He was using his own thin neck saber design with like the similar grenade section here. Also a control section, a D-ring / tri-ring. So this is basically Obi-Wan helping Luke Skywalker to design his own lightsaber by paving the way completely. Here's the design. You're gonna construct it, and you will become a Jedi Knight. So he find that in the hut of Obi-Wan, including probably the crystal. While the final product remains largely faithful to these designs, Luke simplified the weapon considerably, as this was his first attempt at constructing a lightsaber. So, okay, probably during the construction phase it felt too difficult for him. If you saw the Clone Wars, there's an episode with Shoka Tano with Padawan kids, basically. They have to construct their own lightsaber, and they do that on a ship, and basically it's a lot of trial and error to get this done correctly, because nothing is bolted together with actual screws. It's all held in place by how that works with the Force, basically. Samari said, "Hey brother, big news. Let me know the big news." Okay, here we go. So, for instance, he decided to use only one crystal for his lightsaber, opposed the idea of 3 to allow the fully adjustable blade. Okay, I didn't know that. That is interesting. So, according to the canon, he only used one crystal, which allegedly is Qui-Gon Jinn's crystal. So that would be very interesting, because you need 3 crystals to adjust the blade length. However, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber has these 2 buttons. Apparently, these 2 buttons are to, in some scenes, to adjust the length of the blade, which wouldn't be possible with 1 crystal anyway. So this whole control section wouldn't really mean much in this design. And in some scenes, and some people claim that this is the ignition activation button. Now, in the deleted scene, he actually activates the lightsaber from the side. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag already of how to ignite a lightsaber. And if these were the buttons to lengthen or shorten the plasma of the green blade, that wouldn't be possible then, because Luke only had 1 crystal available, plus he simplified the design. Leave it in the comments what you think about it. Okay, I'm gonna read that comment in a second. And so Luke was able to gather most of the parts required to build his weapon from various vendors on the city of Mos Eisley. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. So this is an all Tatooine built lightsaber, basically. These parts all come from Tatooine. Very interesting. I never really thought about it myself. Would make sense. If it comes from Tatooine, that also explains why it's a little bit dirty. It's not very nice. It looks like old used parts. So that's interesting as well. So it's a little bit like Ezra's Bridger building his lightsaber from scrap, basically. Including a high energy reflector cup, power cells and focusing lens. However, Luke was unable to obtain the one vital component that would bring the whole project together, the crystal itself. In the years following the Galactic Empire's establishment in the 90 BBY, great efforts were taken to expunge the last remaining resources of the fallen Jedi Order from the galaxy. One of these measures was the banning of all crystals capable of being used in construction of lightsabers. That was an order from Darth Sidious and executed by Darth Vader under his supervision, that all these lightsabers from fallen Jedis and whatnot are being confiscated and destroyed. There are images of that. Being lightsabers. Furnace. Maybe we can find a picture. There's a really nice illustration about Vader overseeing the destruction of so many lightsabers that went into an oven or furnace. Let's order. Ah, here we go. Is that this is one part of it? No. Order 66. Now, maybe I don't have it readily available for you guys. That would be unfortunate. But, hey, you get the picture. So, all these lightsabers, they all got destroyed. And, yeah, he needed a lightsaber crystal from somewhere. So, apparently it was, according to this story, Qui-Gon Jinn's crystal was not in the same place on Tatooine in Obi-Wan's old house. So, where was it? We're gonna find out. And shutting down the size processed all these crystals. Possessing lightsabers was also allowed, with the exception of Palpatine himself, Darth Vader, the Emperor's Shadow Guards, and the Emperor's Hand. Which is Emperor's Hand is I forgot her name. Mara Jade. Others who possessed lightsabers collected them as trophies from fallen Jedi. In the comics, you will find a lot of storylines from different talks wearing all kinds of lightsabers on them. There's one like Jabba the Hutt kind of figure that collects them on his neck. Others who possess lightsabers collect them as trophies. Okay. Due to this, Luke was forced to fabricate his own green synthetic lightsaber crystal. That's weird. To be honest, I don't agree with this. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I don't think Luke is using a synthetic lightsaber crystal. I don't believe that. Synthetic crystals should only be red. It's also non-canon anymore. I strongly believe the crystal that he's using is the one from Qui-Gon Jinn. Period. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think about it. Utilizing a small blast furnace and a book of instructions found within the home of his fallen master on Tatooine. For many days, Luke labored over the components, checking and then rechecking the instructions many times, taking no shortcuts. Over a month after he first began, the weapon was still not complete. Luke had to interrupt his work on the project while he and his friends mounted an ultimately unsuccessful attempt to rescue Han Solo from the bounty hunter Boba Fett's custody on the planet Gal. So, okay, so he was building it in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Interesting. Returning to Tatooine, Luke resumed his work on the weapon, cutting and shaving the unrefined crystal that he had created in a proper multifaceted lightsaber duo. He likewise based his design on Ben Kenobi's lightsaber in his memory of his mentor. Now, here's already a little bit of contradiction, because a little bit earlier on they tell that it was Obi-Wan giving him the plans to build his lightsaber. Luke just simplified it himself. So this wiki is already a little bit shit in my personal opinion. So if you guys have any feedback, what you think would be more appropriate, where he based his lightsaber design on, and how he came to that product, because it's a little bit of a mixed feeling here. So if you guys watching this offline in the future, do leave that in the comments, because sharing the knowledge would be awesome. Functionality: when Luke Skywalker first ignited his weapon, it functioned perfectly. The green blade emitted no heat, signifying that the internal superconductor were working properly, and it sheared through a wrist-thick rock spire with no difficulty. Luke also noted that the weapon possesses superior balance to Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber, possibly due a result of using synthetic crystal. The lightsaber made a distinctive snap hiss when sounded activated. Now, sorry guys, my battery's empty, so I cannot let you guys listen to the snap hiss, but you know it. It's a very famous ignition and retraction of the lightsaber sound. So there's some more history here. Woo! We're gonna cover this, guys. We're gonna cover this. This is important. Which was also different from the sound that emitted by his father's lightsaber. Okay, so Luke basically found his own lightsaber to be better in the hand, better well balanced, and it makes sense because if you use a natural crystal, it's less powerful than synthetic crystals. Of course, it's not canon these days anymore because of Disney, but there was a significant difference in power, and synthetic crystals was way more powerful. In 3 ABY, the construction of his Jedi weapon gave the confidence Luke Skywalker needed to progress in his studies as he advanced towards becoming a Jedi Knight. A year later, the young Jedi used the weapon during the desperate rescue of his friend from Jabba's Tatooine on the moon surface of Endor. He used it to flag the blaster fire from Mystic Speeder. I don't know who that was, it's just the speeder guy. Either way, I think we got the picture. I can read through the whole thing, but I feel like it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Now, interesting enough, we have a behind the scene. I'm gonna show you guys. I can show it with sound. That's okay. I don't think you can hear it. This is a deleted scene from The Last Jedi. The Return of the Jedi. You probably have seen it before. Now you can see he's working the lightsaber on top of it. Closes the ignition button. And look where he ignites the lightsaber from. He ignites it from the sides. He doesn't ignite it from here. I always thought that ignition would come from this control box, but no, it comes from these buttons. I always was in the estimation that these buttons was to increase and decrease the length of the blade. I don't know why there's two buttons, because would he push one button to turn on the saber and another button to turn off the saber? I don't know, the control section does not really make sense anymore to me nowadays, because I really thought that was purely for increasing the length or decreasing the length of a lightsaber. But hey guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. So we got some comments here. Whoo! I let you guys talk about the Last Jedi movie in a bit more. And so, what is annoying about this lightsaber is during the Last Jedi they used a few different versions of this lightsaber. Now we have the hero, which I have here, which you see on top. This one. This particular version of Luke Skywalker's hilt as a movie prop in Return of Jedi is, I believe, only used in the scene where Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are talking while Luke Skywalker is handcuffed, and Darth Vader said, "I see you constructed a new lightsaber, or your own lightsaber," something like that. So that is that scene where the it's on the in the entrance of the elevator where they taking off from the landing platform in an Imperial shuttle to the Death Star to meet Emperor Palpatine. Now, the second one is the most used prop of this lightsaber for Luke Skywalker, which actually, in my mind, Luke Skywalker's saber always looked like this. That is in my mind. But funnily enough, in Return of the Jedi, this version is used most. It's a heavy beaded, weathered version. It has a clamp card instead of a control box. And then there also are scenes that is a combination between the hero and the V2. This is dubbed the V2, or in some cases they call this the Yuma lightsaber, because this is the cell bar scene. And I believe one of the aliens say Yuma or something like that, and they dubbed this the Yuma lightsaber. Now, guys, I'm not 100% accurate in my information, so if I say something wrong, please comment on it. But it's really interesting. Yes, that's correct, Paul. So what they did was they used Obi-Wan's A New Hope movie prop and turned that into Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And it's really interesting. What they did was they probably added some weathering. It was already beat up probably. And they added this gaffer tape. This is not black paint. This is just a piece of tape, gaffer tape. And they used this Greebly here, which is often dubbed as the unknown Greebly, I believe. No worries, Bill. We started to introduce everybody to the Luke Skywalker lightsaber, a little bit about the history, a little bit about the wiki information that we have available, and we're just speculating together where did Luke get his crystal from. In this case, this bio talks about that his crystal is synthetic, created by Luke Skywalker himself. I think that's not true. I think it personally is the crystal of Qui-Gon Jinn. Now, I'm always in my mind set to myself, this is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. But apparently this is the most used in most scenes, so actually I should consider this Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. But I'm personally more fond of the control box with the blinky lights than the clamp card shell. But that's a personal thing. Here's another picture that shows it a little bit better. So this is the V3, as I said, which is a combination between the hero and the V2, which the V2 was basically the stunt prop version, and the hero should be used for all the hero scenes, the close-up scenes. This is the V3, so this is a combination, and they used it, I believe, in between scenes as well. It's a little bit of a mess, but you get the picture. So Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in a nutshell. I believe it was used. We can take a look. There must be a scenes where we can see it. The V3. I don't know in exactly which scene they'll be using. But yeah, it's a very interesting progression. So here you can see this is the cell bark scene, and you can see this is clearly the V2. This is not the one that I have. This is not the hero, and this is not the V3. This is the Yuma / V2 lightsaber, which is a converted Obi-Wan lightsaber movie prop from A New Hope. Interesting. Now we have a whole bunch of lightsaber companies these days making Hero. No. They're making tin neck sabers. There's so many different companies out there. So we're going to talk a little bit about the many different tin neck sabers on the market that you can get your hands on. They're not particular replicas in any case, or most cases, of this particular... like this is a replica of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, as close as possible, as realistic as possible in my personal opinion. Okay, Grievous saying the Yuma and the V2 were two different sabers. Okay, now let me see that we're here anyway. I want to have this discussion with you guys, so that's good that we discussed that, so we can get all the details as much as possible. The more the minds we use together, the more we understand and correct each other and learn from each other. So Yuma versus V2 lightsaber. Is there a picture that we can see that shows what is the freaking difference? And there's a good source. There are really good sources out there. Okay, so Obi-Wan. Okay, what is this? So this is an all original hero prop. This was the I don't know. You have to look at Wonga Wonga. They have a full book on it for free. Okay. Okay, let's go. Google.com. Wonga lightsaber. Wonga. Okay, here we go. So this is a good tip. Thank you very much, Paul. Let's check it out together. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is that book then? I don't see it. Where is the book? Did they remove the book? Goodies. Oh, goodies. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, we got some... Oh, okay, let me open this one. This is cool. Blueprints. Okay, cool. Let me see. Okay, you give me a link. Let's check it out, guys. We're gonna just check it out together. Why not? We're in the live stream. We just do it on the fly. Because this is important. And why it's important, I don't know. It's just important. Okay. .com. I love how Google messing with us. Okay, here we go. It's gone. It's gone, yo. You sure about that? I don't see it. Because if we can get that book, then that would be pretty cool. I mean, you guys can get the book. Put the okay. www. It's freaking hot, by the way. Here it's end of November and it's like 26 degrees here in Hong Kong, and it's so hot. Okay, it just clearly does not work for me. Is it www.wanga. I think we have a technical issue, guys. It's not working for me. I did www. It's not working for me. Okay, anyway, so if you guys maybe want to check out yourself and you want to find out that Wonga information that has the ebook, maybe it works for you guys, but it doesn't work for me, check it out here. Put Lightsaber PDF in Google. Okay.
What is it?
Google.
Mom is gone.
Okay, Lightsaber PDF. Lightsaber PDF. So much stuff here, guys. Plus Luke. There, here we go. This is the one probably. I think we find it. We found it. Okay. So, oh wow, that's amazing, guys. Let me put for everybody a link in the description. Let's see if you guys can see that. Here you go. If anybody's interested, you can click on that link and you can check it out yourself. And if you're watching this offline and you want to have this, pause the video and check out this link. So let's skip down because we are here for a particular lightsaber in this video. Okay, blah 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 blah. Wow, this is really elaborate. Here we go. So this is the V2, and this one is really, really, really amazing, really beautiful. So here we can see some more information about the saber itself. I'm not gonna go into all the details because it's, it's a few pages. But okay, so what is important here? We're gonna take a look at. So the V2, well, not officially recognized as the hero lightsaber, because this is the officially recognized hero lightsaber by LucasArts. This saber is what is used as a belt hanger from the entire film, as several dedicated close-up shots. So it's being used more often than it should be used. The V2 is actually the same physical prop as one of the Obi-Wan stunt sabers, specifically the one with the oversized clamp lever. The paint was removed roughly, giving it a weathered appearance, as small details were added to give it more character. The Graflex clamp with the long lever and the missing sidebar. Okay, so here's the Graflex clamp card, and PCB edge card of unknown origin, identified mystery chunk, which is this. This is the unknown mystery chunk of metal screwed into the port that was initially meant for practical motor wires in A New Hope. A cone-shaped knurled retainer nut form a Mitchell transcriptor turntable. What? Is this the one from the turntable? I'm confused. So is this thing from a turntable, this knob, or is it something else? The D-ring on the pommel cube, which may or not have been part of the prop. So this one uses a tri ring, as you see, tri, and the V2 uses a D-ring, which is a D-shaped ring. So that's a big difference as well. If you want to have an accurate V2, V3, V1 hero, then you need to make sure you choose the right configuration. Initially as a stunt prop, the entire emitter spun with the dueling rod. That features was eliminated with a few small set screws. Yep. Oh, cool. In the body. And piece of black gaffer tape was around the neck. So this is where the gaffer tape is. You can see it clearly. Despite not being in the official hero, the saber can be clearly seen multiple times. When Luke catches his lightsaber on the skiff, when the Emperor takes it, then again when it sits next to him on the throne, when Luke lifts it into the frame for ignition as he is about to cut down the speeder bike. Well, that's with Leia, the speeder change. My son is typing all kinds of messages, sorry guys. And I mean, it actually is kind of funny that the stunt model is, I would arguably say, most of the time in the important scenes where Luke Skywalker is wielding a lightsaber, more often used than the actual hero. It's supposed to be a lot more hero, but it didn't happen. So this is the V3, which is a shared stunt of the V3. So it's supposed to look like the hero. I don't know why the V2 doesn't look like the hero in that case, then why they didn't have this looking more like the hero. Anyway, Obi-Wan's second stunt saber served the same purpose for Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. It was used in his duo with Darth Vader as an actual dueling stunt saber. Like the V2, it was refurbished but was completely repainted, most noticeably with the intense copper colored neck. Yeah, that is definitely more intense than with the hero. I think it was a little bit overdone. A Graflex clamp with a stock lever, and here you can see clearly the clamp card, or the clamp card. Yeah, the card itself is a different pattern, where the V2 uses the same clamp card type as seen on the Graflex. This one, I don't know where it comes from, but it's much wider, much different. And sorry guys, my son is listening to some very loud stuff, which is...
When my mom is not here.
Okay. So that's very interesting. Now, the clamp card itself has even metallic and matte sections. I honestly, I don't per se like the clamp card on the V3. Just look at the V1 hero clamp card. It looks beautiful with the copper lines. That is personally my personal preference. Secondly would be the Graflex clam card, because it has this like computer type of card, which is really nice. This one I don't like so much, and because of this clam card, personally for me, I feel like it's a weird, just not good looking lightsaber. It just feels beefy. It's because of the clamp, because of the lines and the thickness and the way how it's painted roughly. It just didn't look so good. Okay, so note it's unclear why there are two primary sabers for the movie look so different. Normally this is likely the cause of different prop masters working in different locations. It is likely that the V2 hero status may not be intentional. The V2 is the prop that went on trip to space or brought the space shuttle. So again, it's interesting that there's so much of a mix of used props in this movie. The Yuma stunt, that's the one I talked about, is held by Mark Hamill in the iconic Return of the Jedi promo image. So this is the promo image. This is the Yuma hilt, which is not the V2, it's not the hero, and it's not the V3. It has a triangular, so the Yuma hilt has a tri-ring like this hero. It has a heavily weathered look, and it has a copper tin neck, as you can see, just like the hero. But it's not really the hero because the control box is different. A simple control box emulating the Graflex card attached to two screws. So it's a really crudely convised lightsaber basically. It shouldn't be looked up from close up probably. The metal rod blade is shorter than the other stunt sabers. The Yuma stunt is held. Okay, so this is the one that he holds when he's on the cell barge, and when he jumps to the cell barge and holding on to the window, I believe, that is where you can see his lightsaber. Sorry. It's really interesting. So we have 4 versions of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber in The Last Jedi. So I want to know from you, in The Last Jedi, The Return of the Jedi. Now I want to know from you guys, will Luke Skywalker use his own lightsaber in The Last Jedi? And if he does, which version will he be using? Will it be the V2, which was mostly used in the Return of the Jedi? Will it be the hero, as you see here? Will it be the Yuma? Or will it be something else? I guess comments account. I'm reading the comments. I'm just talking as well a lot. Yes, I remember you. You asking me every day. I miss you all. I miss you all, guys. And I'm gonna read some comments very soon. Mike, take care, mate. Yeah, that does not sound very fun. Have a good one. So, and then we have a little bit more about the Last Jedi saber. Now, this is the 5th version of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. If you remember, I did a review of the KR Saber's hero, which is basically a very close resemblance or almost identical version of this one, minus that the KR Saber's hero is ignited from this part instead of these buttons, where these buttons are just static buttons on the KR Heroes one. And now, there's also, of course, in The Force Awakens, we had a snippet of a picture of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, apparently. This particular lightsaber, but again, it was a little bit different. This time, the emitter, it had like these round holes, as you can see here. The emitter looks quite different, and this is also what I had on my KR Sabers. Now, interesting enough, and which I like, is that Corbins looked very closely at the Last Jedi Luke Skywalker lightsaber from that image. So they devised their new upcoming L6 going crystal review tin neck, which we'll cover again shortly, based on that image. So it will have an emitter that looks like this, and I think it's pretty cool. I like this emitter design. I like this emitter design as well because it's really basic, but it really shows off that this was functionally tying into that whole rotary system to show that yeah, to make a lightsaber effect. So interesting. I want to know from you guys, what is your favorite version of the Luke Skywalker lightsaber? Is it the V1, V2, V3, the Yuma, or in this case the Last Jedi? Hopefully Last Jedi. This is maybe the Force Awakens edition. Maybe there's a 6th version, a Last Jedi, which will be again a little bit different. I want to know, what is your favorite currently and why? Why do you prefer one version over the other one? That's what I want to know from you guys. Now, I was on my way to talk about tin neck sabers offerings from different saber companies, right? So Saberforce have a couple available. They have this really cool little or chosen lightsaber. I did a review on that one already, so if you want to check it out, you can check it out on my custom lightsaber playlist, either the Saberforce playlist or the custom lightsaber review playlist. So the chosen one I already did a review of, and they also have the Talon. Talon is more or less very closely same as the chosen in my personal opinion. Yes, it has some differences in the physique, but it's the same build up. I will do a review from this tin neck as well at some point. But they're neat little sabers, neat little hilts. They're inexpensive for being a tin neck saber, and I really enjoyed this saber a lot. It's a neat little saber by Saberforce. It's I love their apprentice line. For Saberforce, I will never say anything bad about the apprentice line because they're pretty hardcore. This is like a nice city type of saber. It does feel a little bit like it's gonna cut me up because it looks like it has quite some sharp edges and corners to it, but that's maybe just my imagination there. Now that is Saberforce, and then we also have the Elite line. So Saberforce has some Elite class tin neck sabers. Descendants, I don't know if I can really call that a tin neck. It's quite fat at the tin neck section. Interesting design, a mixed match of ASP designs to me, not really my cup of tea, but maybe you guys like it. The Exalted, I did a full review on it. Actually, this saber is now coming back to me because I did a saber trade, didn't go well. I'm receiving the saber back, hopefully in a week or so. And actually, I kind of miss it. It's starting to grow on me, and I think I will be happy to have it back in my collection. I don't think I'm gonna trade it anymore because that saber has like a bad omen to it. It just was technically not very well designed by Saberforce. It had some issues, and it had issues when I traded it. So I need to, I need to put it in my collection as a good story. Now we also have 2 more sabers. We have the Prodigal Son, which in my personal opinion is the budget hero saber. So if you want to buy a hero saber and you want something better than a Black Series hero, Black Series Luke Skywalker lightsaber, which we'll show off shortly as well, then I would say get a Prodigal Son. Don't go really nuts with heavy dueling because the tin necks tends to break. Now this is not real copper what you see here, guys. This is just paint, just like anodizing, so it's not real copper. It's a little bit oversized. Everything on the control box is static. It has this weird system where you have to slide open this control section to review a button, and then you can activate this, the lightsaber. Not really my personal cup, but I still think about maybe picking up a Prodigal Son myself as well, because I want to do a comparison with the hero from Vader's Vault and the Corbins kit to see how much difference there is and how worse or how good it stacks up against each other. They increased the price to $200 because this is a highly demanded lightsaber. It used to be $150. It's quite steep in my personal opinion, and yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of money, but then again, it's my personal opinion. And we forgot one. Elite saber. That is, if it's still for sale, I don't know. Here we go, the Redeemer, which I personally like more. And the Redeemer is basically the same. This whole section you see here is the same as a Exalted that I reviewed. This whole section is just the same as Exalted. The only difference is the bottom part here. Neat little saber. I do like the looks of it. It does looks kind of nice. But yeah, if you want to have a really high-end quality piece, I would say look first in a certain budget. I would say look at Corbins, and if you want a high-end, go to Romans props, which we will cover in a second. I'm happy you guys mentioned them because that was a good one. I forgot about them. And then we have only one offering from Alter Sabers. I could only find one tin neck saber, which is an old, it's a version they have for quite a bit now. This is the Archon version 3.1. A little bit of basic hilt, good for dueling, a little beefy. It's a beefy hilt, but I think overall not too bad. It's it has the outlook of a Luke Skywalker lightsaber. It's definitely not a Luke Skywalker lightsaber, but it's inspired by Luke Skywalker. And actually a lot of people like this particular hilt, so that is good. Yeah, no, we don't talk about Darth City. We don't talk about that one. Not in the chat. He's like Voldemort, the one you cannot speak about. So yeah, this is the Alter Sabers offering, and then this will be my upcoming baby. I'm looking really forward to get it in my hands very soon. This is the beautiful Arlen by Saber Trio. Beautiful hilt. Made for heavy dueling. Looks fantastic. I love it. I can look for hours to this. Look at the tin neck design. Well designed from bottom to top. Just well made. Very nice. So of course I will do a full review on this hilt as well, guys. You know that. I will do that. So hopefully very soon I have this saber in my hand. This will be actually the hilt that I'm gonna take to the Last Jedi premiere, and gonna play around with my son and do some cosplay and pictures with it. This is the hilt that's gonna do it for me. Beautiful hilt. Exactly in this configuration as you see it here. Oh, so pretty. And then we have more sabers. So we have the V2 by Solo's Holt. Now this is a really high-end prop replica. You can see it from the price. This is for an empty hilt. This is a really high-end, guys. But you get it in a raw finish. You need to powder coat it. You need to put the red ring stencil on it. You need to put the electronics in it yourself. There's a lot of do-yourself aspects to it, but this is a very accurate version of this V2 hilt. If not the most accurate version out there. Really high-end quality by Solo's Holt. Then we also have Texas Custom Sabers. They're also very highly praised for their dual-worthy Luke Skywalker tin neck sabers. And of course that's really important because a lot of people love to actually do heavy dueling with these lightsabers. Personally, no way I'm gonna do heavy dueling with this hilt. This is just, no. This is my shelf queen, my baby. No way. But there are people that want to do heavy dueling with a high-end lightsaber. I would say Saber Trio is a good bet for you. But if you're looking for something that is from the US based, I would say look into these sabers. What the funny thing is, what Texas Custom Sabers has, they have a V3, they have a Hero, and I believe they also have their own V2 version. And look at that. Oh, we're going too fast. It looks really nice. The control section is a little bit shallow in design, but that's because this is a lightsaber more for heavy dueling, need to be durable and just high end. So if you need a high end durable dual ready lightsaber, check out Texas Custom Lightsabers. Really cool, guys. Now, of course, Corbins we already spoke about earlier, but this is the kit that I'm gonna get. This is the LS6 Review Gullwing Saber. I think Gullwing because it's like a gullwing, like the bird. I don't know. But this is a. I would say this is not the This is not the V1 Hero. I would say this is the V3. Why I say that? Because it has this notch here. This notch should only be on the V2 and V3, I believe, and the Yuma. This is not present on the Hero, on the V1. again, argue with me if you guys think if I'm wrong, but the notch there is supposedly not to be on the actual hero prop. It also will have the same emitter as the one from The Last Jedi. So I think, actually I'm wrong here, I think The Last Jedi hero not only has a different emitter, it also has the notch here in the copper tin neck. Maybe that distincts the hero from The Last Jedi as well from the hero from Return of the Jedi. I'm super excited for it. I mean, this is gonna be epic. I just love this hilt design. I love tin neck sabers. But not just all tin neck sabers. Just like the saber trio and this kind of design, like the really original trilogy type of lightsabers. They just have something. They breathe something very magically about them for me. And having those like crystal review in there and you, like these copper pins on the side, it's gonna be epic. I'm looking forward to it. Then of course we have some more offerings by Vader's Vault. Yeah, I have to speed it up a little bit. There's so much lightsabers out there. So Vader's Vault on their turn also have tin neck sabers. They have the Ardent Blade Master Shoto, which is really cool. This is a really sweet saber. I hope one day in my life to own it. If I gonna buy an Ardent, I'm not gonna buy the regular Ardent. I will definitely buy this Ardent. So what this is a mix-up of the Ardent body with a hero emitter. So I got the they called it emitter delete. This is the emitter for dueling. So it's an extra long lip, you can see that here, that makes the blade go deeper into the socket, because here you have the LED unit, the LED, etc. So I only with this hilt have like well, let's say half an inch of blade depth. So this is not good for dueling. I put the blade in there and it's quite wobbly. It's not very comfortable if you have a 32 inch or a 36 inch blade in there. It feels really wobbly and it almost falls out. So this is more like a very expensive prop for me. I don't put the blade in many times at all. I hold it, I turn it on when the battery is charged and whatnot. I hardly put a blade in there because of that very shallow emitter. And that's the this is the dual worthy version of that emitter. And on that Shoto, because it's so stubby, it looks beautiful. I really want to get one of this one in hopefully in some point in time. Then well, they also have the regular Ardent. I just clicked it away, and this is the hero that I have. I cannot recall. I paid $650 for this. I believe when I bought it was it $600? I could swear I paid $500 something for it. $550, which is still very expensive, but it's a really high-end piece. Like really super sturdy, no rattle. It just feels godlike in hands. Like I have this thing well over a year. I have reviewed, played with over maybe 80 lightsabers by now, and there's still nothing that is like this saber to me. This saber is, I don't know guys, everybody has his own personal saber. It's not per se a very special one-off saber. It's not like my Darth Alice Slim Coda, but it's just has something. It's really it's triggering something for me. I love it. So this is the hero, and it's is it still available? I don't know, I think it's sold out. Nice saber, really nice saber. I really recommend it, and I don't know for how much longer they keep making them, but I recommend you guys to in a lifetime, maybe, you know, if you have the money, time, and you feel like it's worth it, pick one of these up from Vader's Vault. I personally think it's one of the very best Luke Skywalker hero versions on the market, period. And then what's this? This was the Wonga Wonga stuff. Oh yeah, we've got Roman's props. Roman's props also have very high-end movie accurate props. They're so accurate and so gorgeous and so expensive as well. We're gonna look at that. So So from all the lightsaber companies that we have talked about so far, of course we talked about a mixture of accurate lightsabers of Luke Skywalker and tin neck sabers. Do you like to have the accurate Luke Skywalker lightsaber, or are you leaning more towards a designed tin neck saber by any saber company, and why? So this is the V3 we talked about, which is the Luke Skywalker stun saber, which we already covered that, and they are so high end. And this is called the V4. They dubbed the V4 by themselves, Roman's props, because there was no official version name for that yet. So it has the notch in the tin neck we just discussed, and the different emitter here. Then we have the Interception, which is Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber from the Clone Wars, or Revenge of the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith, which is basically the new shiny version of his New Hope lightsaber. Still, it has some differences because the clamp card is different from a New Hope. So I always feel like this is a different saber than what he has in New Hope. I feel this is like a pinnacle, the pinnacle of the prequel movies. Super shiny. It's just it's a little bit too much for me, but it's a very elegant small thin saber. In the hand, it's super tiny. It's almost like a feminine lightsaber. Very pretty. I like it, but super shiny. That's just not my thing. I don't like shiny stuff. And then we have the Inceptor, which is basically for electronics. And then we have the kits. Is this the one? MK1 kits? The kits. I love the kits. I want to get the static kits. I want to have like the all-weathered version like this one. Like super rusty looking. One-on-one accurate to the original movie prop individual parts. Like all the parts that belong to real World War II weapons and whatnot. Anyway, that's for another time. Obi-Wan's lightsabers. But again, a lot of options for custom lightsabers, and in particular tin neck sabers. So personally, I'm really looking forward to my Saber Trio version and my my second hero lightsaber from Corbins. The one I had from KR Sabers is amazing as well, but those are already long gone. And sometimes they're still on the second-hand market. They do yield a good penny. They retain their money quite good, and I think because Luke Skywalker is such an appealing character, it's nostalgia. His lightsaber will always be in demand, and these kind of runs will dry out at some point when the movie's dying. When after the Last Jedi, we don't know if Luke will be in the last movie of the trilogy as well. So at some point, a lot of people want to pick up Luke Skywalker lightsaber, because this trilogy is less Anakin, less lightsaber. It's again more Luke Skywalker. So people want to get that version of the lightsaber. I would say, and we also have the Black Series, but these are horrible. Black Series Luke Skywalker, and I tell you why I think it's horrible. So these are lightsaber. This is a lightsaber you can buy in almost every toy store or secondhand. The problem I have with these lightsaber is they look nothing like this saber. Look at the tin neck area. It's just a fat neck. It's super fat here. The control box looks like plastic. It's just the ribs on the rib section looks like nothing on this lightsaber. Totally nothing like it. A very flimsy D-ring. It just doesn't look good at all. But then again, it's a very affordable lightsaber to get a Luke Skywalker lightsaber. Now, one thing I always see, and I have a little bit of a beef with, is when people do let's say they do a Luke Skywalker cosplay, and they have a really accurate costume approved by the 501st Legion, and then they buy this cheap ass Hasbro crappy lightsaber. and they use that for the expensive cosplay. Or even worse, they use an Alter Saber's grab bag. Ugh, guys, come on. You're gonna spend so much time on an accurate Luke Skywalker outfit, especially the Return of the Jedi outfit is super expensive because the materials used, that over jacket he used, that the black jacket that goes over his black, what is it? Overall, I don't know. It's super expensive and quite rare to find. It's really expensive cosplaying, and doing accurate cosplay that's 501st approved, super expensive. Don't cheap out on a lightsaber if you're a approved 501st cosplayer. Cannot. So yeah, basically it's gonna be a very interesting time frame from us, because we're gonna see what's gonna happen in The Last Jedi. Will the old Luke Skywalker use his own lightsaber, or did he sworn it off, and why? Why would I don't know. So I got some comments here as well. Let me go through them. So you guys said, a comments account said, I like the Eris. Basketball marks a weathered hero, I guess. That's regarding a question which one they like. Basketball Marco seems to be optimistic that Luke will actually use his lightsaber in The Last Jedi. Then we have comments account. They say the Redeemer. Okay, that's not bad. The Redeemer is a good looking saber. I prefer the Redeemer. Well, actually, there's one technical issue with the Redeemer from Saberforge, is that the threading of the tin neck saber, they thread endlessly inside the body. That's a known issue. So if you want to get technical with the hilt, then I would say that's not very well designed tin neck. And that brings me on another topic we can discuss in a moment. But tin neck sabers must be designed correctly, because they can cause a lot of issues because they're so thin and they have more parts than a regular saber. Either way, and then more comes the basketball mark said the Electrum Saber's remnant also looks like a Luke Obi inspired lightsaber. I'm gonna do a full review on that lightsaber, I'll show you guys, but today I wanted to keep it more or less more about Luke Skywalker's lightsaber than anything. Paul says the KR hero is the best. Yeah, KR hero is very beautiful. One thing they have different with the Vader's Fold hero is that the tin neck, this is copper. And what KR Sabers use, Call also uses copper, but it's like a rose butt copper, so it's more reddish, like a reddish tint to it. I prefer the more, brownish / gold color to it than the reddish color. And also the KR Sabers has slightly thicker control box. The control box is slightly wider, and of course the buttons are static and not actually buttons, because with the KR Sabers you have tactile switches underneath the clamp cards, which is different. And I do have to say I love the pommel on the KR Saber. Super smooth, very smooth. Love it, really beautiful. Actually I sold that lightsaber a long time ago to nobody less than Arlen Lin from the Pach store. How about that? But I'm just you know how I have to roll, guys. I cannot keep all lightsabers. I need to buy lightsabers in order to buy lightsabers. I have to sell off some lightsabers, and some of them will never be sold off. Obi-Nam Kenobi said the Vader's Fold hero with the newly announced NeoPixel would be awesome. Yeah, absolutely. The NeoPixel is live now, guys, so check it out on Vader's Folds. Actually not too expensive from what I've seen, $150 upgrade, including a NeoPixel blade. So that is actually very nice, I would say. Basketball Marco is asking, can you say which look you like the most from which company? Sure. Now I would say, guys, it will be for an accurate Luke Skywalker lightsaber, the accuracy. I would say Roman's props, or personally the Vader's Fold hero that I have here in front of me. But I'm a little bit biased, I guess, because I'm so in love with this hilt from Vader's Fold. Yeah, it's just that's my thing. But it's about you guys. How would a NeoPixel fit in a tin neck? Actually, quite good, because you have this heatsink, right? So you have an actual heatsink and you have the LED unit with a lens here. Now some people, some installers, they don't install the heatsink. They put the LED flat on the bottom of the emitter on the tin neck sabers, and then the wires all the way down to the soundboard, and have the lens on top of the LED, and then the blade sandwich on top of that. Now with the NeoPixel you have this connector, and all the LEDs etc are in that NeoPixel blade, and you just click it on there and it will fit. It won't be much different than what you have now with your inhaled LED. That technology is very nice actually. It's I don't know if it can be lower profile than a LED. I don't think so. I don't think it will have as low as a profile. I do believe their tin necks probably have to be sold with no, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know if they're gonna offer it with the emitter delete like I have on my inhaled LED. I think they need maybe that just a little bit extra lip of that dual wardy emitter to because I don't know how big the connector is inside the LED inside the emitter, because it will be probably a little bit higher than this configuration here with the inhaled LED unit, but not by much. Okay, yeah, Samari already said this before in the chat earlier today. So he copy and pasted it. Sorry, I didn't reply your question yet. As the Bandai Figure Arts Last Jedi Luke will come with what appears to be a red crystal that he can wear around his neck, and the same compass he got from Palpatine's storage room in Battlefront 2. Awesome, because if you guys watch the live streams, I do play live games, you could see that I played through the campaign of Battlefront 2 now, and Luke obtained a compass. I don't know if there's going to be spoilers for The Last Jedi yet, because it's in a computer game that's out and released already, so I don't think it's considered so much of a spoiler at this point. But he obtains this compass, and what he's gonna do with it, no idea. But he finds it in a hidden storage room that was owned by Palpatine. So interesting. Paul asking how much brighter NeoPixel will be. I think a lot brighter than the inhaled LED. Now I'm not going to talk too much about the NeoPixel. I will do that in a separate video with you guys, so we don't have too much of a cluster fudge going on about one topic and another topic and another topic, for especially people looking this offline in the future. So I want to hold it with the Luke Skywalker lightsaber for now. I think we covered most saber companies to date that have either a Luke Skywalker lightsaber replica or a tin neck saber that is inspired by Obi-Wan or Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And we talked a bit about the history of Luke Skywalker's saber. I personally feel that he did not create a synthetic crystal. It's just Qui-Gon Jinn's crystal, period. And I also don't think he really cared about variable lengths of his lightsaber. However, the lightsaber control box clearly have this control section to manipulate the blade length. So I also would say that whole argue about 3 crystals versus 1, I think every crystal that I can imagine would only have one. Every lightsaber would only have 1 crystal, no 3, and every lightsaber can increase, decrease the lightsaber blade length if they configured the lightsaber in such a way. In this case, Luke did with his control box. So for me personally, I don't give a crap if it's canon or not. He can increase, decrease the blade of the length of the blade with his lightsaber. My personal opinion. I really appreciate you guys tuned in today. I think we talked for nearly an hour now, so that was a really good discussion about Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. I personally don't know if he's gonna use the lightsaber in The Last Jedi. I just have a feeling that for whatever reason he's not gonna use it. Like he said, I put down lightsabers for good. I don't engage fights on that level, physical level anymore. I'm on the next level now. I'm a little bit afraid that we're not gonna see his lightsaber personally, but let me know in the comments what you think about that. We hope it, but I'm skeptic about it. That was it, guys. That was a good conversation about Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. Next week, Wednesday, same time, we start with another discussion. Leave it in the comments if you're watching this offline. Please go ahead, leave it in the comments what you would like to see as the next topic, and we can have some fun. I think NeoPixel will be a good topic for next time. I already saw a lot of questions about that, so I think that would be good to have a discussion about it. Maybe this week we can do another video. But that sounds good. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up, and then it's time for me to hit the bank, or how do you call that? Hit the deck, because it's now almost 10 o'clock in the evening for me. So I appreciate everybody tuned in again, and everybody kept it nice today. Happily, no sex spam chat in the chat. We had that earlier during the live stream, and thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a good one. Say doei doei. Bye bye.